When you see the new lawsuit coming with Jay, that's when I go, oh, shoot. I remember thinking, that had to be there. When I said he was missing from the conversation, it wasn't that he was absent, he was busy dealing with it all behind the scenes. The speaker reflects on the shock of the lawsuit's revelations, suggesting that memories or allegations can resurface even decades later. It takes 10 or 20 years to remember something happened, and then suddenly all the problems like ministers touching little boys come back into the light. He questions whether these recollections, long suppressed or delayed by fear and industry complicity, now point toward a systemic pattern of abuse involving powerful figures. The conversation turns to the idea that many in the industry have long been too scared to speak up. Everybody else was scared, he explains, recounting how only a few dared to call out the questionable behavior. There is mention of how corporate maneuvers, such as those orchestrated by Jay-Z, have been used to keep critics down. The speaker contrasts behind the scenes business deals with the public feuds that usually center only on artistic differences. You don't see it until the facts start piling up when you talk about figures who are supposed to be role models and moguls being involved in illegal enterprises. That's when things get dangerous. He suggests that the consequences for Diddy and Jay-Z could be enormous if the allegations prove to be true, potentially shattering their legacies. Deep-seated rivalries and hidden alliances further complicate the picture. The speaker recalls how past feuds, such as attempts to control narratives during high-stakes events like the Super Bowl, have been handled the corporate way by powerful figures, essentially keeping potential whistleblowers silent. There's a discussion of how even light-hearted banter in the rap game masks serious backstage pressure. When you get past actual art, when you try to block what's in business, it suddenly feels like we should be having a beef. He states, emphasizing that much of what happens behind closed doors is driven by competitive corporate strategies, rather than genuine artistic disagreements. The narrative shifts to the more serious accusations that have rocked the industry. Claims are made that Jay-Z, Diddy, and even Beyonce have been intertwined with illegal activities, including sexual misconduct involving minors. The speaker recounts disturbing allegations such as those from a woman who claims events dating back to the 2000 MTV VMA afterparty led to trauma and abuse. He notes that a lawsuit has been refiled after years of rumor and that Jay-Z's attorney is now pushing to dismiss these claims by citing inconsistencies in the accuser's account. Despite the legal maneuvers, many believe that these long-standing allegations might resurface in a way that permanently alters the public's perception of these iconic figures. Insiders in the industry, like former makeup artist Mila Morales, are beginning to speak up about what they witnessed in the wake of abusive incidents. Morales describes a terrifying night when she arrived at a hotel room, only to witness what she claims was physical abuse against a close friend. The emotional toll on those involved is palpable. Many insiders admit they've kept quiet for years out of fear, while now the pressure to break that silence grows as legal investigations intensify. The revelations, combined with the fallout from leaked videos and testimonies, suggest that a culture of complicity may have allowed these behaviors to fester for too long. This part of the narrative serves as a call for accountability and underscores the severe personal costs for those brave enough to speak out. All these layers of allegations and industry feuds raise one final pressing question. What does this mean for the legacies of figures like Jay-Z, Diddy, and others? The speaker reflects on how such scandals, even those that resurface after decades, could permanently alter how the public views these once-revered moguls. Their legacies could be shattered, he asserts, noting that the accumulation of decades-old allegations might finally force a reckoning in an industry that has long protected its own. This uncertainty is compounded by the fact that legal authorities are now speaking with multiple alleged victims, suggesting that a federal indictment could be imminent. The discussion concludes with an invitation for viewers to weigh in on the future of hip-hop leadership and the broader implications of exposing hidden abuses. In the end, we're left with a tangled narrative of long-suppressed stories, legal battles, and a culture that has for too long been driven by silence. Whether these allegations, ranging from long-standing feuds and corporate backdoor dealings to the reawakening of traumatic abuse, will lead to lasting change remains uncertain. But one thing is clear: when the truth comes out after decades, it forces everyone in the industry to confront uncomfortable questions about power, integrity, and accountability. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe these allegations will alter the legacies of hip-hop's most iconic figures? Or are they just another chapter in an endless cycle of scandal? Subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more updates on this evolving story.